What do you think about this episode?
Today's episode, I give a 6 out of 10. Give it a
Ooh.
6 out of 10. I really wanted to give it a higher grade because the production values are so good, but I had to go with a 6 out of 10. The reason why? Some of the stuff that didn't make sense to me. Why did the Illyrians turn into light beings? It wasn't really explained to me. I mean, I get they were doing I don't know, genetic engineering, but did they ascend into light status? I don't understand what that seems crazy. And the Federation has many glaring inconsistencies with its labels. I mean, with its ideals, like its racism and its bigotry. It's like, wait, I want more subtlety.
Yeah.
You know, not just like direct racism from like 500 years ago, but it's going to be more subtle. Some greats about this episode. It's great character development for the first officer, Unachin Riley, and the doc. We get to learn a little bit about him and his daughter. The production values are great. And it's an interesting science fiction concept about eugenics and how we might navigate that in the future. Some bads. Why isn't the Federation more curious about Illyrians? I know they've banned genetic engineering, but there's no like scientific expeditions to figure out what the heck's going on there. And then, why is the Federation so straightforwardly bigoted towards the Illyrians? You know, there's not even any nuance there. And plus, Unachin Riley was able to infiltrate the Federation despite their laws. What is going on? Captain Pike and Spock on the surface was kind of a weak storyline, in my opinion. It kind of just introduced us to the fact that the light beings are okay, I guess. And the Una's development felt a little bit forced for me. I don't really know why. So, for me, all of that together, it's a solid episode, but for me, that's a 6 out of 10. What do you think?
I thought it was an 8 out of 10. It was a very good episode for me. The pros were that there was 3 interweaving storylines. Like usually there's an A storyline and B storyline, but this one was a 3, and I felt for me very nicely woven together. So you get Spike and Spock learning about the colonists, and like they're in this danger, but then they get resolved, and you learn that the colonists, I think they were turned into the light beings. Like that was their method of getting out from the storms. From the danger of the storms. And then you get this heartbreaking story of Una and how she has to hide who she is in her Illyrian genetic modifications, even though she's really just trying to do the best she can for Starfleet. And then at the very end, you get this absolute gut punch of Mbenga. He's like this very stoic, very quiet guy. And then at the end, you learn the secret that he's hiding from everyone is that his daughter is dying and he's trying to preserve her life. Like, what an absolute gut punch. Fantastic. There also good was that this interesting racism that's like deeply codified into the Starfleet's rules, and Starfleet always says that we're about being friends and learning about people, but like no, they've got some real hatred, like deeply, like they were hurt back in the past by the eugenics by Khan, and they've like written it into law to treat these people like with absolutely no way for them to redeem. It's absolutely brutal. Interesting aspect of Starfleet racism that we don't hear about often. The cons for this episode is that there's Hemmer. He really he either rubs me the wrong way or it's neutral. Maybe there'll be an episode later in the season where it's turned around for me. But for now, he's kind of, I don't like watching him. I don't like.
He's a little annoying, yeah.
A little annoying, right? But maybe that's a setup. Maybe he'll have a heartstring episode later on. I don't know. We'll see. I wish I knew more about Starfleet and why they hate eugenics. I understand that there was Khan, Nooney, and Singh in the original series, but I want to know how that progressed to they're like fully on, don't recognize these genetically modified people as humans at all, and they're like it's completely outlawed. We don't want to interact with them. Like it's what happened that was so harsh that why Starfleet now treats them like this. I wish I knew. Overall, the high quality sci-fi, it's modern and future social issues and cool tech and cool setting without being like in your face, like this is what you should think. Like they just present you the scenario and you come up to your own answers. Very cool. Overall, 8 out of 10.